Sunny at 75. I'm so happy we got to this number. I've been wanting to sing that for a while now. It's actually up to 80 at the time of recording this, so thank you sincerely to everybody who decided y'all like my ranting like a dingus. Now, everybody's already talked about this, but I don't care. This is just way too funny to pass up. So down in Nebraska, there was a train car that needed to be repaired. So they parked it on a section of track to separate it so that, when trains run through the place, they don't run into it. Like in Formula 1 terms, they stuck the car in the pit. So anyways, a train comes through the area, not supposed to hit the car, but we're talking about it on this channel, so you know something went wrong. I'm gonna play the video now.
Oh my god! Oh my freaking god! Oh my god, are they okay?
So thankfully none of the crew was harmed. So investigators get on the scene trying to figure out why this happened. And then our cameraman here, he's 17 years old, he strolls up to the investigator and the guy is like, well, obviously the switch wasn't flipped properly. Now, there's a few different things that could cause a train to derail. I think the top one is just tracks being really old and bad. So the fact that this random 17-year-old just is so sure of his hypothesis when the actual investigator whose literal job it is to investigate this stuff is still figuring things out, yeah, that's not suspicious at all. This reminds me of like when you're playing Among Us. You literally just start the game. It's been like 5 seconds and then somebody hits the emergency meeting thing and just says, yeah, the imposter is blue. They were walking funny. Alright, so then the investigator looks at the switch and then there's supposed to be a lock holding the lever in place. It is nowhere to be found. So instantly the gang starts to wonder, did somebody snap this lock with some bolt cutters and intentionally tamper with the switch? Yeah, that is a humongous yes. Like there's actual CCTV footage out there of our cameraman driving his car around the area and flipping the lever. Can I just say, this guy seemed to make like no effort to hide his crime at all. Like it blows my mind that he didn't even try to cover his tracks. He didn't wear a mask or anything. And what makes it even worse for him, what cements him as like the primary suspect even further, is that he had an entire filming studio set up just 4 minutes before the crash. 4 minutes between him setting up and the train crash happening. That's shorter than some Ariana Grande songs. That is such a suspicious time frame. Like if you want to obfuscate your tracks, you have to be there for at least like 10 minutes in my opinion. Actually, why am I giving this guy advice? Don't do this at all. Bro, when talking about the crash, the guy who did it himself was like, miraculously, the crew came out unharmed.
Despite the chaos, miraculously, the crew emerges from the collision completely unharmed, though undoubtedly shaken by the ordeal.
Bro, that statement is 100% gonna haunt him in court. That's basically him admitting, yeah, I could have killed some dudes. Anyways, yeah, they caught this guy and he is now facing up to 14 years in prison, a $5,000 fine, and just a good little cherry on top, they're seeking to try him as an adult. They booked him on 2 counts of criminal mischief, which is a very funny name for any crime, but I just want to add, that sounds like something that the Joker would get up to in the old Adam West Batman series. Dude, all of this because he wanted to get a sick YouTube video. Okay, allegedly it was to get a sick YouTube video. We don't have the motive yet, but we've seen people do some really dumb stuff for attention. It is very possible that that's why he did this. Alright, in my professional opinion, not really. I am diagnosing this kid with mad clout disease and prescribing him bi-daily doses of touching grass. And can I just say, this isn't even the first time some kids have tried to screw with trains or something on a rail for a video. Like in the beautiful country of Morocco, the great land of Pokemon, 3 teenagers decided to do this. I really like how there's this one guy that they had just to give him a coffee cup. Like Ed and Eddie here drew up this plan and then one of them was like, no, you know what we need to really tie the composition together? A random cup on the desk. And the guy sitting in the desk doesn't even drink out of it. Like at least get one last swig of Joe in before you get arrested. Oh yeah, they went to jail too. They didn't get 14 years like the guy in Nebraska is facing because no property damage. The guy sitting down got 3 years, and then our cameraman and coffee guy got 2. You know, on the topic of crashing heavy vehicles for views, I want to talk about this other instance. I'm taking my opportunity here. Trevor Jacobs, this man was an Olympian. Now he has a YouTube channel where he does a bunch of fun stuff, flying planes, jumping out of planes, a bunch of extreme cool things. And then one day he decides, you know, my friend's ashes, I'm gonna spread them in his favorite mountain range like he wanted, and I'll film it for a video. Well, that sounds like a very wholesome experience. Oh, and the whole vid's sponsored by Ridge Wallet because why not, I guess. So we get up into the sky, beautiful scenery, and then the engine just starts stalling. The plane isn't working properly. But you know what? It's fine because we have Trevor in the cockpit. Because of the camera taped to the wing of the plane, we can actually see multiple safe spots for him to land in. Oh, I guess he's not doing that. But you know what? It's fine because this plane is legitimately one of the easiest planes to glide in. And well within gliding distance, there is an airport that he can land in. You know, that's actually a pretty big brain move from Trevor. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Oh, never mind, he didn't think of that either. That's not what he's doing. This freaking guy, presented with the easiest opportunities for safe emergency landings ever, flying one of the easiest planes to work with. This dude is basically working with a Little Tikes cozy coupe. It sounds like my dog could fly this plane. He goes, no, I gotta bail. See ya later, nerds. And he has multiple camera angles of him jumping out of the plane as he lets it crash into who knows where. Now, I probably don't have to tell you this. This is slightly illegal. You can't just crash your planes into random mountain ranges, especially when A, there are other people walking around these mountains, and B, there is a town very, very close by. Can you imagine if the RNG for the weather just decided to go nuts and then just throw a windstorm over here just for fun? And then this random adjacent town just living its best life doing nothing. It just has this small light plane crash into the middle of it. So anyway, Trevor records this whole thing, salvages the footage from the plane and posts the video. A lot of the video is also him on his like Survivor Man arc, just trying to survive in the desert. But then a bunch of actual pilots on YouTube decide to see this video and then they immediately go, something isn't adding up here. So they start basically going full forensic analysts on this plane crash. They're like analyzing the video frame by frame, looking at the lights inside of the plane to see if any of them are going off so they can tell what's actually wrong. And basically every single one of them comes to the conclusion that he did this on purpose. And actually the Federal Aviation Administration got involved to investigate the crash. My dudes, I don't think I could run through every single thing that looked suspicious about this crash. I'm just gonna run through a few. So Trevor was flying with a parachute strapped to him the whole time, which almost no pilot ever does. So that indicated to everybody Trevor knew something was up. After people reviewed the footage when the engine stalled, there were no visible lights indicating something was afoot, and Trevor didn't seem to make any attempt to troubleshoot at all. Like legit, at the first sign of trouble, guys like, well, gotta dump this boy in no man's land. This video was supposed to be about spreading his friend's ashes in the mountain, yet he has a GoPro and a selfie stick ready to go as if he knew he was about to go skydiving. And it's not like he could have had somebody else fly the plane while he went skydiving and spread the ashes. He was the only person on this trip. And I can't remember whether he admitted to this or this was found that he did this. He revisited the crash site to get wreckage from it so that he could destroy the wreckage himself. Which just screams, hey sisters, I'm hiding evidence over here. So yeah, Trevor admitted, can you believe this gets worse? He admitted, yeah, I crashed this plane on purpose, and he gives a motive. And the motive, I kid you not, remember how I said this vid was sponsored by Ridge Wallet? He said he wanted this video to do well so that other sponsors would work with him more. So he decided, I'm going to crash my plane to create a big spectacle, thus getting a bunch of views, and so Ridge and other sponsors will flock to my channel. Can you imagine if Jacob did all this and then the only sponsor that wanted to work with him after all this was Raid Shadow Legends? By the way, this happened in California, you know, the state known for catching on fire if you sneeze wrong. Imagine if Trevor started a wildfire for a YouTube video sponsorship. Honestly, that would still probably be less embarrassing than the 2 people that started the wildfires because of their gender reveal parties.
You are made of stupid.